Commitment. I'm going to share with you how commitment has showed up in my life this week. Last week when I was doing alignment architecture, I just realized, I'm going to clean up my whole life and make it specific to what my offering is to the world, which is I've taken on a lot of qualities that I want to see in the world, like love and compassion and understanding and uplifting people, inspiring and encouraging people, and to be an example of balance and basically everything that you would want in your life. And so I actually gave it the sacred yes a week or so ago, and this is how it showed up in my life. So I had one of my A-team members visit me from Chicago. I live in Iowa. It's about a 6-hour drive. They spent 4 days with me, and on the morning of Tuesday the 22nd, she left at about 8:30 a.m. At about 9:30 a.m., my brother, who texted me from Colorado, he got thrown out of a house in San Diego, California, had driven to Colorado trying to get a place to stay, and he texted me and asked if he could come. And I said, of course, you're always welcome. And when he shows up at 9:30, I realized, well, the last time he was here, he didn't really live up to what he said he was going to do. And so I made a plan to talk to him. So I said, before you move in any of your stuff, come in, let's talk before you start moving in. And what I did is I told him about two of our distinctions. I said, how many more people do we need in the world who are teaching, but their life does not display that they have a full life? So do we need any more people that are non-functional, that are not complete in themselves, that are teaching other people how to live their life? How many more of those do we need? So I said that to him, and then I said, we have a distinction. It's called being authentic, and that involves whatever comes out of your mouth, whatever you speak, your action displays that. I told him those two things, and then I said, what I want is I want you to go get a post office box in town, and I want you to redirect all your mail that goes to my house to that post office box. And I said, the other thing I want you to do is look for a room that you can rent. I said, because I have to take care of myself, and I'm taking classes now, and I'm at home a lot doing my lessons. And so that's my requirement. And so he was pretty flustered before he even got in the door 10 minutes. And then my ex-wife shows up. We're going to Chicago to visit my kids. And she's, hurry up, get your stuff packed. So there's a lot going on in a condensed point. And so I just packed my bag and left immediately. And he had 4 days by himself. And while I was away, the first day I texted him, I said, make sure you go, it's Christmas Eve, make sure you go to the courthouse and start your passport. Another thing he wanted almost a year ago, hadn't accomplished it. And I said, it takes very little time in our town, so make sure you do that as well as getting your post office box. And he said, I'm already working on it. I get back on Sunday after having a wonderful time in Chicago, and I have no brother, but I have a 6-page letter explaining how he felt like he was thrown out, that I wanted to fix him. And I read the whole thing, and of course it was pretty emotionally stirring. But I realized this is what I have to do for myself, and I need to set limits. So anyway, I go to take Christmas gift to my sister, and I find a note on the door. She said, I absolutely do not want to see you. What you did to our brother is horrible, and he feels like he's going to be homeless. And when we went to get a post office box, there was a homeless man sleeping underneath it. And then anyway, she said, I don't want to even see you. So I just left the gift by her door. I left and I felt pretty low, pretty emotional, pretty low. Like, did I fuck up this time? And anyway, I just said, well, I did what I needed to do. So I left, I went home, I reread the letter, I thought about what I did and was it appropriate, and then I just let go. I said, this is what was important to me. And today I sat down, or yesterday I had a coaching call with Bradley, and I was pretty emotional then, but they all helped me. And one of the most wonderful things that Lewis said was, you don't have to plan to do a transformational event for somebody. You just show up and be present. And that's what I needed to hear. And that's what I've been doing ever since I delivered the ultimatum to my brother. And anyway, this morning I was trying to do this video, but then I decided I just needed to write my brother a text. And there was no way to get a hold of him. He didn't have a phone number. He didn't tell me where he was going. And so I just wrote this text, and I'll post it underneath my video. And I send the text off to him, telling him, I did this out of love. I just want the best for you. And then after I sent that text, I checked my emails, and my sister had sent me a text, and she said, our wandering brother just arrived in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and he's headed to Southern California, where all the people that live in vans and spend the winter down there in the desert, living their life, the lifestyle they want. And my brother always wanted to live in his van, except I would hear him talking in the other room to people on the phones, telling how wonderful his life living out of his van was, except he was living here and his van was out front of my house. So that bothered me, that he couldn't live what he told me he was going to do. And so anyway, my sister confirms that he took off based on what I had said to him and decided to go live the life that he had told me he was living. And then the next interesting part of it was when they went to open the post office box, there was a homeless man sleeping underneath the box. And my sister told me how horrible I was making my brother homeless, and just like that man below the post office box, and both my brother and my sister saw that man there. But today, that man came up and introduced himself, and his name was Jesus. And I shit you not, that's exactly what happened. So this weekend was incredibly transformational for me, and because of my commitment. Thank you.